I had a thought the other day. I wondered if you could make a patch on the Moog Matriarch using all of the patch points at once. But how many cables will it take? And can you even use all of the patch points? What if there's more inputs than outputs? So I want to know the answer to this question. So I crunched the numbers and created a game plan on how to create a patch that uses as many of these patch points as possible. But I haven't tried it yet. So I don't know if this is going to sound really awesome or like a refrigerator farting. Before we get into it, here's some quick info on what I found out in the planning process. The manual says there are a total of 90 patch points on the Matriarch. 44 of those are inputs on the front panel, and 5 more inputs are on the back panel. 22 are outputs on the front panel, and 11 outputs are on the back panel. Additionally, there are 8 mult patch points that we will definitely need to be using. Now the inputs include both CV and audio signals, and some of those audio signals are replacing the actual signal path of the whole Matriarch. So when we take those away, we're really looking at 35 patch points that are inputs. So we need 35 cables. I unfortunately only have 28, so close. But we're gonna work with that, and we're gonna use all 28 cables along with a patch diagram that I created to try and figure out how to patch this up. Let's do this. All right, so we've nearly done it. I have 26 of the 28 patch cables patched up. I only have 2 that I didn't use from my spec that I made. So, and here's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound totally bad. It doesn't sound amazing though either. So just being honest. So a lot of stuff is built on the triggering of the sequencer. So I have to play a sequence or an arpeggio in order to get it to play. So we're going to hear that. So I just picked a random one that I have previously created. I have all 4 oscillators turned up. There's just one. No delay on it right now. We'll turn the delay up. Okay, a couple notes about how things are set up. The delay is pulling from some of the envelopes and the filter from the filter output, so it creates this droning effect, which is interesting. I have the VCA mode in split. Let's try it in amp envelope now. It's pretty gnarly sounding. The speed of the sequencer is being adjusted by the LFO and other stuff. The envelopes as well are being triggered, sort of, maybe, by the outputs. Some of the way it's hooked up, I didn't get enough time to double check if it really worked logically, but I know that the Matriarch is set up to be pretty beginner friendly. That turned out pretty interesting. I honestly expected it to sound like nothing, but it didn't. So that's cool. So we did it. We made a patch with 26 cables, and that's pretty insane in my opinion. And even looking at my diagram, I was starting to get lost as I made some of the connections. But it sounded like something, and it was kind of cool. And it gave me some new ideas in terms of how to maybe patch stuff up in the future. So if you'd like to see me do more stuff like this in the future, then drop it in the comments and let me know if you have any ideas for a new challenge to do. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.